Greystones, which is the place in which I live, is a beautiful town. It's on the east coast of Ireland, and up until a while back you would really call it a fishing village. It wasn't a town at all. But there have been some massive developments in this place. Most notably a place called Charlesland, which has effectively doubled the size of this town. It has doubled the size of this town, attracting a large amount of young families, with of course children, and still it has the same 4 primary schools that it had 10 or 15 years ago. So you can imagine that this causes problems. It certainly does. People have problems placing the child in the school of their choosing. We had to go fill out this form because we want our child to go to St. Kevin's, which is just behind us. She doesn't even need to cross the road if she were to go to St. Kevin's. She could just walk a little bit around the block and there she was. Ideal. So I went and filled out this form, which applies for 3 of Greystone's 4 schools: St. Kevin's, St. Lawrence's and St. Bridget's. You might have noticed something about those names. You give out a first choice and a second choice, which we've done. St. Kevin's is a first choice, St. Bridget's is a second choice. Then you fill in some details about the child: her date of birth, her surname, the parish of residence, her Christian names, her religion. Remember, this is a child who is 4, is going to be 5 soon, and they're asking for the child's religion. How can a 5-year-old claim to be a member of a religion? She is barely aware of Mass because my wife takes her there. But to say that she is a religion, place of baptism, well, thankfully, and I'll explain why, thankfully my wife is a practicing Roman Catholic. So, as a result, our child was baptized, so I could fill in place of baptism, Greystones. And religion, well, I could, between gritting teeth, at least read that as religion into which the child was baptized, and as a result fill in Roman Catholic there. You see, there's something fishy going on here. Because Greystones is stretched to its limits with regard to capacity for the primary schools, the schools have to implement a selection mechanism for the children. Now you would think that they might introduce something that was fair, like a lottery, for example. But they're weighting priorities. Weighting as in weight, you know, the weight of a priority of the children. Now some weighting decisions are understandable. For example, a factor that would be part of the weighting of your child's priority would be the proximity to the school. Giving children closer to the school a better chance of getting in. That's reasonable enough. Another one would be based on whether the child already has siblings in the school. Fair enough. But an added weighting is the child's stated religion. And if you want to enroll your child in one of these 3 schools, and your child isn't a Roman Catholic, isn't baptized as Roman Catholic, you go way down the list in priority. And your chances of actually making it into that school are slim to none. Now that's 3 schools. I said there was a 4th school. So you might think, well, Ireland being a predominantly Catholic country, that might be a secular state school of some description. No! No. The 4th school in Greystones is called St. Patrick's. And it's Anglican. It's Church of Ireland. And guess what they do? Exactly the same thing. So unless your child is Roman Catholic or a member of the Church of Ireland, you're pretty much buggered. Now I realize that in a situation where there's not enough spaces in the 4 schools, apart from creating a new school and alleviating the problem that way, the only solution at the moment is to have some sort of lottery system in place. And those who are unlucky will have to find somewhere else to bring their child outside the Greystones area. But what isn't right is to reduce a person's chances or increase a person's chances based on their religion. That is a form of discrimination, and I cannot believe that that actually is tolerated in this day and age, in the Ireland of 2007, a place which apparently is becoming increasingly secularized. Some people are so desperate to get their child into a school in Greystones that they actually go and have their child baptized as a Roman Catholic or a member of the Church of Ireland, just so it might increase their chances. And then, when the IONA Institute does account statistics on the spread of religious or non-religious beliefs in Ireland, guess what happens? Of course they all get counted as Roman Catholics, and then some idiot like David Quinn can then claim in his newspaper column that Ireland is still predominantly Catholic. What a wonderful self-enforcing piece of nonsense. It is clear that this is something that has to be addressed. This sort of discrimination cannot be tolerated and must not be tolerated. Now there is a pressure group here in Greystones which is campaigning for the creation of an Educate Together school, which is wonderful. I mean, even if it's only from the perspective of alleviating this population problem here in Greystones, having the extra school will help ensure that everybody can be placed. But still, an Educate Together school, by the way, is a secular type of school that does not discriminate. But still, if I fancied taking my child into St. Kevin's because of its proximity and maybe because I've heard that it's a very good school, why should I be discriminated against if I weren't, or if she weren't, a Catholic? So we need to do something about this. Ireland needs to do something about this. And I think I'm going to start campaigning to have this type of inequality erased from Ireland, because it does not belong in this secular country in this day and age. It's a relic from the past. It needs to be removed. Thank you.